This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
It's because everyone's talking about this.
Always live, always real, always unpredictable.
I think that's taking it to another level.
Yeah. Log on and join our live conversation.
He said this as we were coming on TV.
DBL starts right now.
3, 2. Welcome to Daily Blast Live. It's Tuesday, June 4th. We are live and we're talking about what you're talking about. Right now, I'm here with Stephanie and Brandon. I'm Jeff. Erica has the night off. Let's get to it, guys. The new Netflix series, When They See Us, is sparking an uproar online. It follows the story of the Central Park Five, the New York boys of color who were wrongfully convicted of rape in 1990. And tonight we have brand new details on the fallout that keeps coming for Linda Fairstein, a prosecutor in the case. She's played by actress Felicity Huffman, oddly enough, who just pled guilty in the college admission scandal. And tonight we're learning Linda has resigned from the board of the nonprofit Safe Horizon and from her position on the board of trustees at Vassar College. This comes after calls for her to resign and for publishers to stop selling her books. Linda was reportedly a big part in getting false confessions from the teens, and she has spent decades arguing against the evidence in the Netflix series. She calls all of this, quote, a basket of lies.
It doesn't matter. It's time that justice be served, because one of the men of the Central Park Five said that it took 30 years, but justice is served. Not meaning that they're still locked up for a crime that they didn't do. It's this district attorney, whomever, who pushed her agenda and kept her theory going when there was DNA evidence there that led to someone else. So it's just unfortunate that, you know, those guys had to go to jail or whatever, but thank you, God, for this documentary to come out, so now the truth can be out.
This is something that's so amazing with, like, Hulu and Netflix. So we're seeing people, like producers, going and doing so much research and going in-depth in cases that, you know, would not always be unveiled. Yeah. And I think it's been amazing. We've seen it with Michael Jackson, we've seen it with R. Kelly, we've seen it with so many, with the Fyre Festival, and you feel like you're getting a much deeper insight into things that really happened and how people really behaved and acted, and I think, you know, it says a lot about the criminal justice system, sadly.
And it says a lot about people being fed up with social injustices. We didn't have camera phones and those things back in the day, so people didn't have a voice. Now something happened, or something that used to happen, we can talk about it now, and open up a conversation, let people be free, let people go to jail, but we can do things the right way now going forward.
And I'm glad we're shining a light on stories just like this. Not so much Linda. She was probably scared to death this was coming out, and now the House of Cards or whatever she's building is falling down. So she'll get hers. All right, guys, speaking of scandal, we have new details in the Operation Varsity Blues college admission scam. The Washington Post has a possible preview of defense strategy for those accused, like Lori Loughlin and her husband, Massimo Giannulli. Attorneys say that they will argue the alleged bribes were, quote, charitable donations. Lori and Massimo are accused of passing their daughters off as recruits for the crew team to get into USC. They were just two of the 33 parents accused in the bribery scheme. We're just talking about the justice system, the judicial system. I think she's walking, and that's the failure of our judicial system.
Absolutely. I mean, not only her lawyers, but lawyers from other defendants in the case have turned in over 3 million pages of documents. And these 3 million pages, all it takes is one mess up by the police or the FBI or the feds while they were investigating, one little mess up, and someone's going to walk free. And I think Lori Loughlin and her defense team, she's doubling down, tripling down. I think they know something we don't know.
I think the scary thing here is, obviously, if it goes to court, then it's going to come down to the jury, right? And if one person on that jury isn't sure, she's going to walk free. And I think with the amount of evidence that there is, I mean, I just hope that there's no, like, Lori Loughlin fans that are going to stick up for her no matter what, because she's a celebrity at the end of the day. And sadly, sometimes that gives you a lot more leniency than it ever should.
Yeah, celebrity and money.
And look, a donation to the university, Dr. Dre. Remember that donation that built the Dr. Dre? 70 million? I mean, you get the right lawyer, you can argue that this is kind of the same thing.
I'm very curious on how this is going to play out. Very curious. All right, and we're going to move on, guys. Tracy Morgan is recovering after getting into a car crash this morning in a Bugatti that he just bought. Wow. TMZ reports Tracy bought the car just 15 minutes before he got sideswiped in New York City. It's worth about $2 million, and police say Tracy was taken to the hospital. I believe just a precautionary measure. And this comes almost 5 years after that fatal crash that killed his friend friend and left Tracy badly injured. This had to shake him up. I mean, everyone like kind of jokes around about this because it was a $2 million Bugatti, but I mean, this had to be scary for him after almost losing losing his friend's life.
Yeah. That's one of those things. When I got into my last car accident in LA, I haven't bought a car since. I don't want to drive since. So for a $2 million Bugatti, I'm buying a Kia and a driver, a personal driver to chauffeur me around for my day-to-day life. I don't want to drive cars no more.
That's called Uber.
So,
yeah.
So like once I was in a really, really serious accident. I was driving home and it was terrible rain on what we call the motorway, what you guys call the highway. Right. And there was a big lorry truck in front of me. So there's sometimes a little bit of translation here.
A little bit.
And it leaked a load of oil. And with the rain and the oil, my car actually flipped and it went in, it sliced in half, and it literally missed me by this much. And it was so petrifying. It was one of the scariest things that have ever happened to me. And honestly, in that moment, weirdly, I felt like, oh yeah, I'm going to be okay. I thought I was going to break every bone in my body, but luckily I didn't. And yeah, so I had the same feeling as Brandon. I did not want to drive, but then I forced myself, about 2 days later, I forced myself to get in a car and drive because I knew otherwise I would never do it again.
But how about here in America? You don't drive, right? You just Uber?
Here, I feel like the roads here are very different. I feel like the roads in America are considerably better than those in Europe and England.
Well, we're on the other side too, right?
The other side, yeah, I mean, that's okay, but your roads are all in grids and they're very straight, whereas in England it's very like windy, very small roads, so about the size of like 2 1/4 of your roads. There are both lanes. So.
Wow, scary.
Yeah.
Very scary. All right, guys, it's all over for Jeopardy champion James Holzhauer. Spoiler alert. I should have said that before. The 34-year-old professional gambler fell short last night. He was $58,000 shy of the all-time record of $2.5 million when this happened. Watch.
Modest one for the first time. That takes him to $24,799. What did you wager? Oh, God, 20,000. What a payday. 46,801. What a game. Oh, my God. We're going to say goodbye to James, too.
And the new winner is a librarian from Chicago named Emma Betcher. She once wrote a thesis, get this, incorporating Jeopardy clues. After the game, James tweeted, "Congratulations to Emma on a world-beating performance. There's no greater honor than knowing an opponent had to play a perfect game to defeat me." And now some are speculating that James, he threw the game and, you know, he could only win, though, technically, if Emma missed that final Jeopardy. So that's what he was putting all of his money on. Some people are speculating because he was a sports bettor that he actually set himself up, but I don't know if I believe all that.
Y'all smell that? Something smells fishy.
Really?
Something is
fishy. Conspiracy theory.
The 1919 World Series fix all over again.
Shoeless Joe Jackson?
Come on. I mean, you won 38 straight. You're the only Jeopardy player in history to win $100K in one episode, and you lose to $46,000? He set it up in a way as an online bettor or whatever type of sports bettor he is. He knows that he couldn't go and bet against himself to lose. Everyone thought he was going to win.
He doesn't have to bet against it. Well, he can bet against himself. He can bet one of his friends to give him money.
And throw the game instead of being the all-time Jeopardy champ.
What does that get you? What does that get you? You're not going to get a street named after you or a monument.
Almost $2 million.
Wow.
You better get. Just think how much the Vegas odds were. I wish we can look that up right now. What the odds were for him to win. So then you bet against yourself.
I don't know. A lot of people are saying that, but I mean, how are you going to bet on a show that you don't even know if it's pre-taped or not? You know what I mean? So how could you bet on that in Vegas?
I bet you can bet on anything in Vegas. This is Vegas.
Yeah, but what if it was pre-taped? You don't know when this was shot.
Would you do it? If you knew you would make a significantly more amount of money if you bet against yourself, would you blow it?
I'm not going to lie, probably would, yeah. Probably would.
Oh, what's up, Shoeless Joe?
What? What do you call me? Shoeless Joe? What's that meant to mean? What's that about?
He was involved in that 1919 World Series with the White Sox.
Oh, right.
Shoeless Joe Jackson.
Well, obviously that was way before my time, Granddad.
Wow. All right, we're moving on. Another 80s sitcom reboot is in the works where Kelvin Nueva has the details at the moment.
Oh, that's right, Jeff. Another day, another classic sitcom gearing up to come back to life. This time, it's Punky Brewster. Soleil Moon Frye is set to reprise her role that made her an icon in the 80s. This time, Punky is a single mom of 3 trying to get her life back on track when she meets a girl that reminds her of her younger self, a kid growing up in foster care. Soleil Moon Frye tweeted the news saying she is is back. I am back. Hashtag Punky Power. No word yet on when and where the reboot will air, but I'll keep you posted.
Hey, Raquel, is there any word on when that's going to get canceled?
You're tricky, Jeff.
Sorry, we just started throwing them around. I thought I'd throw one at Raquel.
That was a good one.
Thanks, Raquel. DBL's Live will bring you breaking news as soon as it happens. And coming up, it's National Cheese Day, my favorite. So we're celebrating the only way we know how with a new game called Name That Cheese. That's right. I don't never know when the graphics come in. It's going to be a really Gouda time. You don't want to Swiss it.
Love it.
But first, not even politicians are safe from our resident fashionista, Stephanie Jones. She breaks it all down, the looks from the president's trip to London, everything after the break.
All right, we're good? All right, so we're talking about if he threw it or not, my conspiracy theory. You guys are writing in, which we love. Love you guys to say. Eileen Marsh says, I think it's about time. I think that guy has won enough. We also have Peggy Riddle that says, James was tired. He wanted to go home. Cheryl Hannum, I'm with Brandon. I smell something fishy too. Come on, now you lose to 46,000 and you've won 38.
So I'm just going to intro this and then this is you.
His average winnings per game was up to like 63,000.
She didn't miss any clues. She played great.
She won 46,000.
Okay, that's fine.
That's nothing compared to what he does.
If you watch the game, there was only one clue missed between them.
So that has to be a pretty good game.
Which was good on his part, because now it doesn't look like he threw it. It's not like down goes Frazier.
There's no reason for him to throw it.
Okay.
Say he bet his winnings, which is $2 million. Who's going to take that bet?
Yes. Who am I talking to?
There's no way he bet against himself in Vegas.
No.
There's no way. Because you don't know when it's, you can't, and by the way, for like shows like that, I haven't been on a game show, but I've been on plenty of reality shows. And in their contract, they're so ridiculous, they say things like, you could be sued for $250 million if you leak. Like, the contracts are ridiculous.
All right, guys.
Okay. Thank you.
I'll be over there, though.
It just smells fishy.
Out and you see him walk.
The perp walk.
Hi,
See? I don't think so either, though.
No,
who's going to take that bet?
Yeah.
He can't bet that much money. I don't think. I just don't know who's going to take that bet.
No one would take too big a bet on that.
Right.
They limit the bets on.
Welcome back to DBL. Right now, President Trump is in London meeting with British leaders, from a lavish banquet with the Queen to a smaller dinner with more royalty. There's a lot to follow. So, Stephanie, you're the resident Brit and fashionista. Why don't you take it away?
That's right. So the president just wrapped up another banquet, and this time he hosted the Prince of Wales and the Duchess of Cornwall. The president's adult children were all there: Don Jr., Eric, Tiffany, and Ivanka, and she looked stunning in this white Burberry gown. And the First Lady wore a red Givenchy cape dress, and I mean, this is outstanding, beautiful. But I do have to point out the menu. Don't let the cursive fool you. It's a boring menu masquerading as some sort of fancy meal that includes steak, potatoes, and ice cream. Ice cream. What do you think to that?
You scream. We all scream.
I mean, I'm not going to lie, I do love a good mint choc chip, but there we go. Anyway, we can't forget about last night's lavish banquet. So white was the big theme, and everyone wore the colour. Malika looking like a chic secret agent in this Dior white gown and white gloves, and the Duchess of Cambridge wore Alexander McQueen. And now, while she looks like a stunning Disney princess, what I need to point out is the sash. Now, this is of the Royal Victorian Order, and it was the first time she's worn the honour, and the Queen gave it to her for her 8th wedding anniversary. I would rather add something else, but a sash will do. But guys, take a look at that tiara. This is her favourite. It's called the Lover's Knot Tiara. And since you know, we all have favourite tiaras. The Queen also wore her brightest whites as well, and I'm about to blow your mind. The Queen's handbag is actually a very big deal. So for starters, this woman has got over 200 of them, and she uses them to secretly communicate with her staff. So if she places her bag on the table during dinner, she lets people know that she wants to leave within 5 minutes. It's just too boring for a Jeff, isn't it? And if she places her bag on the floor, she's trying to say that she's having a boring conversation and she wants to be saved by her lady in waiting. I mean, how clever, Queen Lizzie. She's a smart cookie, is Liz.
That's rude. Why don't you just say this conversation is boring?
But it's not rude because
no, it's very polite.
The person she's talking to doesn't even know.
But everybody got all mad when the Pope kept pulling his hand away for people to kiss his hand. But
that's for
she wants to send out subliminals that she's bored with somebody. What if it's the what if it's the Earl of Dumbartonville?
I'm sure she'll put up with his wonderful conversation all day long.
Quick question: what's the lover's knot? Is it a lover's like knot or lover's like knotted, like a?
I think it's just literally the name of the tiara. So all the different tiaras have got very special names for like.
But lover's knot is not a great name for.
Why? I think it's a really nice name.
Is it N-O-T?
I don't actually know.
Or K-N-O-T?
It'll be K-N-O-T, which is like a knot, like a.
That's what I was saying, like intertwined.
Yeah.
That's a little better.
I think it's very sweet. It's very romantic.
Just wanted to clear that up. I don't know. You guys are doing everything backwards over there.
I'll say yes to that any day.
Hey, I got it. Coming up on DBL. Coming up on DBL, we're getting cheesy for National Cheese Day. Stick around for a great game we're calling Name That Cheese right after the break.
What is wrong?
Hey, DBL Nation. I know, not the face you were expecting, right? Well, it's the face that I want, though. It's kind of freaking cool, okay? Welcome back to another episode of Beauty Blast, guys. I'm Jeray for this lay. Today, we're talking about LED mask. Dr. Dennis Gross actually has been hooking us up, and I really want to talk to you guys about this product because it is life-changing. Now, if you don't know about LED light therapy, today's your day, guys. These are amazing products that will help to make sure that you're actually smoothing, brightening, and actually resurfacing your skin at times too. Now, LED light therapy can be used with red, blue, green lights, but with this light mask, you have the option of red, blue, which kind of looks a little bit more pink blue to me, and a mix of red and blue. The red is going to help with anti-aging. This is going to help to make sure that any wrinkles or texture in the skin is being smoothed out and being plumped up as well. Now the blue, which looks a little blue-pink to me, this guy is going to be helping with acne. If you suffer from acne, this is going to be the best for you. It's going to help to make sure that we're diminishing any bacteria and helping to make sure that you can prevent acne breakouts as well. Now the last one is a mixture. This is great for people who have adult acne or who maybe have suffered from acne scarring or who just have a little bit of everything going on. This is going to be the light that you want to be on. Now the best part about this, guys, the treatment is only for 3 minutes. It's auto shut off. You put it right over your face for about 3 minutes here and relax. It even comes with a little hair pull or a adjustment so that you can keep this on your head and kind of walk around and do whatever you need. Now personally, I like to lay back and enjoy this and you know, relax for my full 3 minutes. Make sure that I'm keeping my beauty time for me, guys. So guys, as you can tell, this mask is amazing. It's practically the future. You can have a whole light therapy just for you at home without seeing a professional, without leaving your house. Who doesn't want that?
Which one's that? Which one? Welcome back to DBL. Today is National Cheese Day. You crazy Americans are crazy about your holidays and especially cheese. From cheddar Swiss, brie or blue cheese, there are so many different varieties. So to find out how much Jeff and Brandon know about this diverse dairy delight, we are going to play a game called Name That Cheese. Okay, so these two are blindfolded and on one at a time, I'm going to feed you some cheese and you can describe it to each other. You can't use the name of the cheese. And as added fun, you're not allowed to use your hands. So when your partner gets the name correct, you will hear this. There you go. So gentlemen, get your hands behind your back and get ready to eat a lot of dairy. Hope you're hungry. First, let's see the cheese.
Who's going first? Oh.
Okay, I'm showing this beautiful cheese off to the audience. All right, you ready, Jeff? Open your mouth, Lovey.
Come on, Jeff.
There you go. Have a chew on that.
Oh, I got it.
What's that?
All right, Brandon.
I'm going to describe it to you, Brandon.
Yep.
Brandon,
It's Italian. You eat it with bruschetta, you know, like a caprese salad.
okay.
Brie cheese.
No, man, Italian. You put it on caprese salad.
Mozzarella.
There you go, buddy.
Oh, you got it right.
There we go. I got a little Italian in me, I think.
Okay, let's have a look at. Oh, Brandon wants some.
What?
There you go. You already guessed it. All right, let's do the next cheese.
Okay.
Okay, the next cheese. Okay.
So
all right, so Brandon, you've got to try and get this one from me. It's a bit of a tricky one, okay? So have your mouth open and try and...
I just tried one.
Get one of these. Go on. Get it.
Whoa. All right. If you need to tie your shoe, you use the what?
Oh, it's very good.
What?
If you need to tie your shoe, you tie them with what?
A knot.
No, you tie them with what? How do you tie your shoes?
Loop swoop.
That's the worst description I've ever heard,
What do you
Brandon.
loop and swoop?
Your shoelace.
But what's another word for lace?
Are you describing the cheese?
Yes, what's another word for lace? Your shoe what?
Shoelace.
No, not shoelace, your shoe.
No, I don't think you've got it, love. All right, so...
a shoe tie.
What is a shoe tie made of?
String.
There we go. Now, what type of cheese?
String
is
cheese.
it? There we go, baby.
Oh, why did you
All
say
right.
like a kite string?
Jeff, you're going to have to use your tongue on this one, love.
Really? What am I licking, though?
Okay,
Am I
right.
licking the plate?
Okay, move forward. Wait, move forward.
Oh.
What's
It's
that?
gross cheese.
Oh, yeah, buddy. I eat this in the morning with a little fruit.
That's really helping Brandon.
Cottage cheese.
Yeah,
Oh.
Did we just become best friends?
Amazing.
Absolutely.
Amazing. Okay, so same goes for you, Brandon. I need you to open your mouth and kind of lick a little bit.
I can't wait to watch this back.
Oh. It's
Oh, dear.
it's that fake stuff. It's that foo-foo.
Oh, like spray cheese?
No.
Nacho cheese.
No, you can put it in
Keep
like
thinking.
macaroni
Keep
or
thinking.
something, but it's at
do
the
you
top
wanna
of the shelf.
sniff?
Oh, Velveeta.
Sniff.
Yeah.
Velveeta cheese.
No.
That's not right.
Sniff.
But that's what I thought.
It smells like Velveeta.
No, it's not. All right.
it orange?
I think you're not going to get it,
Yeah,
love.
pass.
It's cheese whiz.
Oh, I was right there in the fake cheese.
AKA plastic gunk.
All
All right.
got
Next
cheese
cheese.
was
Next
gross.
cheese.
You put cheese whiz in your macaroni, dude?
All right, okay.
Velveeta, bro.
All right, now this, have a look, everyone on the screen. The answer is up right in front of you. Not you, Brandon.
I got blind.
Everyone at home, the answer was just up on the screen. Now, this is a good one. It's a bit smelly, but there we go. Right, Jeff, you ready? Open your mouth.
Ooh.
This is the last cheese, so it's all riding on this one.
All right.
I'm totally going to have some as well, where you're guessing.
Okay, I know what. She starred in a movie and her last name's Larson.
Brie.
No. What?
Brie Larson.
Wrong.
Oh.
It's not
So
Brie?
wrong.
Oh, it's not Brie.
You're both wrong. It's Gorgonzola.
Wait, give us a
What are
second.
you doing?
What? You said Brie. Wait, I'm sorry, guys, but you're terrible. What kind of Italian are you?
I need a cracker. That's not Italian.
This is Gorgonzola in its absolute finest form. Thank you for joining us. I'm going to eat this and leave
Are we
these
done?
two to eat the plastic.
Name that cheese.
That was a lot. I could use a
We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
Hey guys, welcome to Double Jump. I'm Steph Jones, and today I'm going to be reviewing Elton John's Rocket Man. Yeah, I saw it last night. It was absolutely incredible. The costumes, the sets actually blew my mind. The story was very different to what I was expecting. Obviously, we've known Elton John for decades as the ultimate kind of original rock star, and he really played that role very well, but it gave me an insight into his life that I never imagined possible. The sex, the drugs, the alcoholism, the kind of self-torture of his life, it actually was quite depressing, and also it was kind of portrayed in a whole musical format. I wasn't expecting that. If you remember the Bohemian Rhapsody biopic of Queen, where it showed Freddie Mercury's life and then him performing on stage as the music element, this was a completely different vibe. So Elton's songs were used to express different times of his life and emotions, and it was really quite heartfelt, and I was surprised at how damaged, if I can say that, how damaged he was as an artist and how his upbringing was. One thing I thought that was really interesting was a couple of the people from work I went to see the film with said they thought his upbringing was really sad, but to me, it just seemed very British. So there we go. I would say definitely go see it in the cinema if you're an Elton John fan. If you're not massively into musicals, Redbox, but I definitely think it's worth a watch. It was awesome, and yeah, come back next time for more DBL Jump. Ragged Man, Elton John, super great costumes, singing.
Welcome back to DBL. We love sharing your comments, right, Steph?
Yeah.
You're loving the cheese, huh?
I'm loving the cheese. We've got some fabulous comments from our beautiful viewers. So we've got Eileen Marsh on Facebook saying, Stephanie, love your accent and your personality all round, with a few hearts. Thanks, Eileen. Jace Satori on Facebook, I love you, Stephanie. Sparkling heart.
What about the cheese segment?
I'm also not going to forget Lisa Lynn. She's from Canada, saying, being Canadian, I love having Stephanie on the panel. Why, thank you.
Wow. I'm glad you guys enjoyed the cheese segment.
Just for you.
We'll be back tomorrow, same time, same place. Apparently, good job, Stephanie.